We are Team Purple, and we will be presenting on Butler County and opioids, providing relief to recovering and prospectively recovering patients. What are opioids? Well, opioids are a category of largely abused drugs that affect opioid receptors in the nerves. They come in many forms and can be naturally occurring or synthetic. They can also be injected or consumed orally. Opioid misuse and overdose is a growing issue in developing nations as well. For example, in 2016, over 42,000 people died of overdose, and the problem has only gotten worse since.
What is the opioid epidemic? A national crisis affecting public health and social and economic security. A large-scale problem resulting from pharmaceutical companies pushing opioid use on physicians. It originated in the 1990s and has been increasing each year. Between 1999 and 2016, may have been up to 70,000 unreported opioid-related deaths. In 2017 alone, there were over 70,000 drug-related deaths. About 0.3 million people are victims of heroin abuse, and 3 times as many people are addicted to opioids than heroin alone.
There are many factors that contributed to the opioid epidemic, such as medical, economic, and social. Makers of narcotic painkillers downplayed the risk of addiction and created a campaign for drugs. Doctors began prescribing opioids at a much higher rate than was controllable. As the U.S. became faced with an ever-growing population, pain pills were distributed more freely without careful consideration. For economic factors, big pharmaceutical companies began spending millions of dollars marketing drugs to patients, doctors, and pharmacists. In addition, the Mexican cartel took notice of the growing opioid epidemic in the U.S. and saw it as an opportunity to start circulating heroin and fentanyl into their U.S. market. For social factors, it became socially unacceptable for people to be in pain because pain was seen as something that could be treated with pills. How big is the problem?
More Americans died from opioid overdose than from car crashes or guns. In 2017 alone, there were over 70,000 drug-related deaths. Costs associated with addiction are estimated at $550 billion. Only 4 million of the 48.5 million affected receive treatment annually. Demands a rigorous approach from multiple disciplines, not just medicine alone. It is proven that individuals who enroll in treatment programs for 6 weeks, followed by outpatient aftercare, have the highest recovery rates and the lowest rates of relapse.
According to sociologist Shannon Monat, the number of opioid overdoses is strongly correlated with the economic success and disparity in a given area. We want to create a safe space in these areas where people in recovery or those seeking treatment can be properly served. Because of this, our solution is designed to help post-treatment individuals from experiencing relapse.
So, how will we do this? People are more likely to relapse if they are surrounded by external pressures. We want to start a very small-scale solution and expand if the results prove themselves. Therefore, our solution is to create a community center in Butler County that will provide people with a social outlet completely free of drugs, as well as offering information on recovery programs and job offerings. So why Butler County? Butler County is one of the nation's biggest hotspots concerning drug addiction. In 2017, 232 people died in Butler County alone due to overdoses. And from 2013 to 2018, HIV rates increased 8-fold. And in Middletown alone, there were 1,115 drug-related ER visits.
CSO. Our Center for Sober Living will be located in the city of Middletown in Butler County. Because our research, we concluded this area had the lowest income proportional to its population. Our center will be a nonprofit organization making its money through various programs held within the center. Philanthropy, governmental grants, and items sold for purchase such as beverages, food, or clothing. How is this sustainable? We believe that if we can reduce the number of people who relapse on opioids, we will be making positive change towards this epidemic. We recognize that addiction is a lifelong battle, therefore we want to create a lifelong solution. Encouraging young people to seek help through our center will not only prevent relapse, but also be a positive source of change in a community that desperately needs help.
There are many activities offered within the center, such as intramural sports programs, free sports teams and cable shows on TV, arts and crafts center, late-night movie streaming, and a cafe filled with discounted foods and beverages. For those who are coming out of recovery, there will be nightly Narcotics and Alcoholic Anonymous meetings. There's also on-site therapy for depression and addiction. Incentives to visit this center include a counselor or peer mentor on hand 24/7, willing to provide guidance to anyone in need. Bloodborne pathogen prevention drive every week in order to lower the number of HIV cases, as well as free the streets of used needles. Information on job opportunities and recovery programs will be available. All extra proceeds will be put towards bettering the center itself and the needs of the surrounding community.
Because our center is designed to be a safe haven instead of a rehabilitation facility, it is possible that individuals will attempt to use within our walls. We will put blue lights in every bathroom instead of regular LED in order to further discourage those tempted to use. Blue lighting makes it more difficult for active drug users to find their veins. We believe extra challenges will prevent people from relapse.
There are $50,000 in our total budget. According to our calculations, 12 months of rent for our community center totals to $47,000 per year. Implementation of blue lights at about $140 per light, estimated at 15 lights, comes out to be $2,100, making our total funds used $49,100. Our expected profits from sold goods within the center estimate to be $10,000, as well as potential money from the SAMHSA grant towards funding our project, estimated at $250,000.
This innovative solution falls under the category of tertiary prevention. The solution is designed for individuals who are post-treatment in order to help them remain clean. The solution was also designed to fight structural violence. People are coming out of recovery are not able to socialize in the same places as other people. There is a lot of stigma surrounding drug abuse. Addicts are considered social outcasts. This isolation can be a determining factor for the onset of depression. In order to prevent post-treatment individuals from developing mental illnesses, it is important that they feel accepted and valued within a community. By giving people a safe space to socialize with others like themselves, we are not only combating the issues of stigma and structural violence, but decreasing the number of potential relapse rates.
So, in conclusion, Butler County has a huge problem with opioid addiction. Our solution is designed as a center for sober living that will create a sense of community with fellow addicts. This will help the residents of Middletown decrease relapse rates, as well as create a sense of community. This center provides refuge, encourages social activity, prevents drug-related accidents from occurring on site, and is eligible for grant money.